there are some clues. A good business model should give you surplus cash because growth sucks cash. And if your business isn't generating sufficient surplus cash, then there is definitely something wrong. If your business model isn't generating enough profit, there is something wrong. And if your business model isn't relatively simple, it's not going to be scalable. And therefore, it's not quite right. Those are the telltale signs. Not enough cash, not enough profit, and everyone's working really, really hard. And it just feels very, very difficult. Now, the problem that you have is if you have aspirations to grow your business, not enough cash, not enough profit, and complexity is an absolute disaster. At some point, you will hit the ceiling and then you'll go back down. And you see that a lot with businesses. They work really, really hard. They get some traction. They go up and then it just feels too hard. Cash becomes tight and then it starts to go down again. So the key thing is understand something called a cash gap. So what a cash gap is all about your business's ability to be able to generate cash. And the things that you need to understand is how much money do I have tied up in things like stock, in debtors, work in progress if that's relevant to your business. If your business model isn't optimized for cash, then that is a massive problem. And a lot of business owners don't actually understand that concept of the cash gap because the only thing that they look at to understand cash flow is a cash flow forecast, if they have one, and most people don't have one. Your cash flow forecast might show you movements of cash up and down, and that's all fine. But in reality, if you're not looking at the things that I've just mentioned, then you won't actually know if there's a fundamental cash problem with your business model. The next thing is profitability. So some businesses just don't have the right cost structure. They either have a situation where they've got costs that are too high for a business turning over their level, or they don't have enough variable costs. So whether they sell 50% of their monthly budget or 80% of the monthly budget, they've got a really, really high overhead base and there's not enough flex in that cost base. So ideally, you want high variable costs where that is practical so that your business can kind of adjust as it gets busier or quieter. Also, your ability to obviously charge higher has a massive impact on that. And then, it's just that scalability bit. That's really important. Some businesses just try and stretch themselves too thin and they try and do too many things. If you really want to grow, it's about simplicity and it's about really understanding what are the 2 or 3 things that we want to focus on and how do we make that as simple and as efficient as possible. If we can get all of that working right, it means that your business model is going to be the right business model to move you forward. That is massively dependent on making sure that you've got the right target market in the first place, that you understand how to demonstrate value to that target market, and all of these numbers that I've just spoken about help stitch that all together. And you can make different decisions to try and tweak those numbers in terms of the types of people you're targeting, how you want to deal with them, how much the business is paying to be able to deliver that value.